Turns out, because I'm on my Wi-Fi, who wants to use their data, right? The last time I did a live on my Wi-Fi, it didn't come out too well because my box is in another room. So anyway, so before I get started, let me give a disclaimer because some of my videos have been getting some attention. Therefore, I have some visitors. Okay, I don't give a opinion. Okay, I just want to let you know that right now. Okay, I don't care. Okay, I will eat what I want to eat. I will look how I want to look. I will pop my lips, suck my teeth. I will curse. Guess what? You don't have to do. Watch me, because if you didn't watch me, you wouldn't have to worry about that. So before you comment in my comment section, you just want to maybe stuff that up your ass and keep it moving, right? Okay, so without getting a little bit too more vulgar. Okay, so anyway, here's what I like to talk about. And okay, okay, so let me stop. Okay, it's kind of funny to me because I already know that the conversation I was having. So, long story short, I was told I should just put this out there. I should really put this my thoughts and opinions out there because, from my particular perspective, I have children and whatnot, and so the conversation that I was having with someone was about this. There's this young boy. I think he's like 9 or 10 or 11, but he dresses in drag, or I don't know if he's a drag or trans. I don't know. I didn't go to look, or if he's just non-conform. I don't know. Okay, it's just too many acronyms now and stuff. Okay, so I don't know. All I know is that the conversation was sparked because he had been performing in adult at gay venues. It doesn't even matter. It's the fact that he was performing at in adult clubs, and gay clubs, so in drag. So long story short, I'm just going to give my opinion on it. I think that we are so we're getting conditioned. Okay, we're letting society help us raise our children. Okay, we don't have any, as parents, we don't have any discernment on what our children should be exposed to and how early they should be exposed to it. We let the government, or what society, the the popular opinion, we let that dictate what we do. And a whole nother video, a lot of it is predictive programming, a lot of it is psyop, and it's not, it's by design pretty much, as far as a lot of things that you think that you are free thinking and you are this way or that way, you feel this way or that way, you have this conviction, you like these things or dislike something, and like a lot of that is, like I said, is another video. It's not really your uh it didn't come just from you, it was heavily influenced. Nevertheless, I feel like we as parents do not have any discernment. And I remember, like, way back in the day, like, I don't, I just remember way back. I'm trying not to get off track. I remember back in the day, there was like I would be around very, very old people, like very old in their 70s and 80s. And I learned from there that there was, the society, or how white folks did things and how they thought and stuff, and then this was how we thought. We, even though, it was this, I don't know, I can't explain it, but it was this, I'll probably do myself, but it was this, um and I don't know, I can't explain it. I just, we did things, and some things we agreed upon as far as the main society and what they, but a lot of stuff we didn't do, and we knew that that was white folks shit, and that's they stuff, and that's how they want to raise their kids, or that's what they think, or that's how they want to do stuff, but this is how we're going to do things in our communities, and in our, or in my house, or what have you, right? So Personally, I just feel like we are letting society run our children, which is the masculine anyway, but we're letting them dictate to us. First of all, I feel like this. I don't think switching genders or getting saying boy coming like I have a son. If he comes to me now and he's like, oh, I feel like I'm a girl, I'm like, okay, I'm not. I mean, obviously I would like question that, like, why would you feel like this, and what have you, like, I would, but I wouldn't go to the full out extent to actually allow him to dress as a girl, and even wear makeup, which is what I see. I even see like people letting their because it's like it's almost like because you're gay you get a pass. Like I don't remember I remember back in the day if I wore a full makeup tutorial style makeup, you know layers and layers and all that other. I mean, that was I'm pretty sure that wasn't acceptable, and that's not acceptable. Like as a girl, or as a if a little girl did it, it wouldn't be acceptable. But all of us, and there's that male thing, but now that there's this thing where okay, we supposed to allow our children to be who they are. Okay, but to what extent though? I don't think a child should be running around in full makeup. That's grown. Okay, that's grown. You got to think about what you're doing. Like what are you doing? I mean, so okay, a child can wear full makeup, and I guess little girls can come walk around with wearing grown woman clothes now. I mean, is that what it is? Because they feel like they're grown. So my well, I don't have a little girl anymore, but she a grown woman. But oh, so I guess if you have a little girl, she feel like she come to you and say that she feel like she's a grown woman in a child body. She been reincarnated. So I guess the little girl supposed to let your little girl dress like a grown woman. Why would you then let a boy put full makeup on just because he feels like they don't make so you can get wearing just when that girl or boy, when you supposed to wear makeup, that's when you're gonna wear makeup, and that's depending on the household, some say 15, 16, or whatever. But you're not supposed to sit up and allow your child to put full makeup. I don't care what gender. Just like with the I think there is y'all we send mixed signals, especially with them child pageants with the little girls and they dressed up in full makeup, and some of their routines are and their costumes are very grown. Okay, it's like y'all need to understand the subliminals of what's going on, and what society is not a moral compass. Okay, you know it's like you not just because it's okay does not make it moral, and y'all are dressing up your children to be grown and then to go in front of grown men and women. Like the little boy I was just referring to, he's in gay clubs. Not it don't even matter. Clubs in general around, but I know what goes on in gay clubs. And you got men in chaps and in thongs and this I would CPS would be called on me if I think the boy like 9 or 10 or 11. If I was having parties at my house and grown men walking around with chaps and leather and little thongs and whatever, colored rainbows, whatever, don't matter. Well, I'm walking around half naked and got my child all in the thralls of that with full makeup on and everything, and they hug, want to take pictures, and they I that is too adult. That is a little too much. And I think that we need to slow down, because like I said, society is, and the norms are not necessarily sometimes moral or what you should be doing. Because everybody else is doing it don't mean you should be doing it. Okay, and it's almost like you're pimping your child out, or you're exposing them to predators. Okay, you're dressing them. Let me tell you something. Not all predators. I won't say all predators, but there is a sect of them that dress dress, put the little makeup on them and stuff like that. The little kids, and make that fantasy for them. There are predators that like that shit. And guess what? I mean, whether you want to believe it or not, but there are predators, and we've been seeing it come out, you know, Pizzagate and all this other stuff. There are predators in Hollywood, there are predators in entertainment in general, music, all of that stuff. TV, so, and these are people who are running the show, people who producers, people who work at these studios. So, court, yeah, yeah, let's make a show where we have little girls dressed up like grown, looking like they, 22 years old, about to go to the club. And sequins and stuff, and fake boobies and eyelashes and shit like that. Yeah, let's dress our little boy, because and just because he feels like he's a girl, I'm going to act like he's not still a child and allow him to put full makeup on and go around adult people doing adult things. They be, man, you got in gay clubs, they be fornicating and rubbing on each. I mean, you look here. And then, at the gay pride parades, I heard he was performing at some of these, type of events. And I know what goes down. I've seen them. We have one here, a big one here every year, every summer. It's probably in every major city, I'm sure. So, like, why would you do that? Why would you do that? Um, that's just not okay. I don't care. Okay. Oh, you feel like you're a girl. Okay. We can talk about that. What have you? I personally still you're going to still wear boy clothes until you get old enough to where I know that you've passed the level of where you could understand your decisions. Y'all out here letting your 5-year olds and 6-year olds dress up in girl clothes and vice versa. Not not really checking yourself about it, knowing that kids kids may don't really, they're not grown. They don't sometimes know for what I'm saying. They flip flop. One minute, just like what they have when they have friends. So one minute they have a friend, one minute they don't like that friend at daycare or whatever. One minute they want this, another minute they don't want it anymore. Okay, some of y'all is just going out full gung ho, and I'm not saying this on your child or anything like that. I'm just saying, okay, you feel like you're a girl. Okay, well we can talk about that, but you're not finna wear girl clothes until I know that you've passed a certain mental um on a mental point where I know that you understand fully your decisions. Okay, like fully. Okay, and even as adults, I hear some, even some. I've seen some cases where some adults where they have transitioned, cut the winky off, and then they're like, "Why I regret?" I see YouTube videos. Why I regret having surgery. Okay, sometimes we need to stop trying to go along to get along. Or I think our parenting style is now is like you don't want to seem like you the bad parent, or you don't want to be the outside parent that has this old school, or old timey value, or outdated information. There's even and I'm not a psychologist, or but there's in their psychology text that talks about how a child is influenced by their surroundings. So you don't even know that some of that is because, because I know a lot of people that are, bi or LGBTQ fits in that category that do have children, or, you may have, you may have people that, friends and things like that, that you're cool with, that dress and drag, and your children see that, and they're like, they come over and kick it with you, and they all colorful and things like that. Kids like shit like that, colorful and different. So it's like, wow, a 5-year-old, 4-year old, like, wow, and that's your friend. I can see, like, wow, oh my god, I can, because half of them are, amicable, just these bigger than life personalities, which I think is an over exaggeration of what a female is. Okay, it's just like the over the top, which is still drag to me because drag is over the top. And if you notice, a lot of them is just they're not just okay. I feel like a woman. You know, it's I got to be shading people and talking about people and da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? I got to be, um, you know, which is not what it's like. A lot of them almost take a lot of negative traits of women and personify that. The catty, the always want to talk about people, attitude, and then say I'm a woman. So and it so then it makes me question, like, is that because that's all you've seen? Is that how the women in your life were? How did you come up with that? You dig what I'm saying? Nowadays, I mean, obviously it's a little bit more than that because we have the internet. So you have to ask too, like, obviously, it's not like 20 years ago. So it's going to be other influences, but still, kids are influenced by their environment. That's another reason why you shouldn't rush into that, because if you were, for example, you was very not so good of a parent and exposing them to adult content, heterosexual adult content, in situations, maybe, allowing your this happens, y'all. So this is okay. So triggers, having relations with somebody while your child around, you think your child sleep, or a child in the same room or something like that, letting them look at, adult scenes and nudity on TV and things like that while you're watching. See, back in the day, we wasn't allowed. We had to close our eyes and go in another room. Why, seeing nakedness and things like that. And I promise you, kids go to school with that, and then they go and do that shit to other kids. So that also is another point to my point, or another example to my point, that kids are product of their environment, so they don't know for sure. They don't know for sure. And again, I'm just saying, some people gonna jump on here like, I'm gonna have the whole taps like, oh, it's the food and da 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 da, and single parents. Man, it's a lot of shit. It's so the rabbit hole goes so deep. Okay, but that I'm not gonna go into the whys, and if this is a boom. I'm just saying, period. If that's what it's gonna be, okay, well, we can talk about that, and what I'm saying, we explore that, but you're not gonna dress up like no grown ass woman. What is wrong with y'all? And like I say, I noticed this. Bet if it was some, matter of fact, I bet anybody might feel some little young, little 7, 8 year old or something like that girl, full makeup, and her mom, sitting there like, yeah, well, she's a performer. She liked to sing, and she's all in these adult places where they're naked, and they're doing a lot of things. And it's not like a lot of straight clubs, regular straight clubs. Everybody dressed, they may be dressed scantily. But when you go into the gay clubs, they are just over the top, glitter and all. Somebody might, boys walking around with G-string thongs on and, some tennis shoes and paint and glitter or some shit. Okay, a lot of things going on. Somebody in the corner having, doing things. Okay, so like I said, I think, you know, again, it's like, because it's at the end of the day, I think it has something to do with the fact that it's a boy, a male. Okay, so why do men, why, what I'm saying? It's that, why is it okay for a boy to do it, and it's not okay for a girl to do it? Why do we allow that? Why do, and in general and other things this can be applied to, but why are they getting a pass? This little boy shouldn't get a pass. He shouldn't be sitting up there. That's not okay. That's not okay. That's not okay. That's not okay. And I'm not saying the fact that he feel like he a girl. Okay, that's fine. You no, you no, that you're exposing your children to grown people and grown situations. That's where my thing is. I don't care how grown my child thought she was. I wouldn't have took up in no club. I don't care if she could sing like Billie Holiday or whoever, auto tune female artist out right now. You ain't finna be going in no clubs. You 9 years old, 10 years old. Sit your ass down. Or if you can sing, okay, me with me personally, I would then go try to see I can get you into music school. You know what I mean? Get you vocal coaches and things like that. I'm not you. You're not gonna be singing in nightclubs like Billie Holiday or some goddamn body, full makeup and shit, and then little provocative things that grown women wear. We have a problem. We are letting society, the societal matrix, the structure of society, we're letting them influence our households. We let celebrities that you see that they put in front of us and on purpose. That hey, it's okay. Oh, I let yeah, I walk around naked with my child. That's okay. Yeah, my I've been breastfeeding for my son, for 13 years. It's okay. When you see these celebrities and doing it, and you think it's okay, they just because they rich and have fame don't mean they always right or they're always moral. They just get a pass what the fuck they do. And then they probably really convicted about the shit because a lot of us are starting to understand. They may be really convicted about like, okay, they may really feel like there's nothing wrong with the shit like they really be saying compared to the things that we are starting to hear about what goes on in Hollywood, the actor's chair or whatever they call that, the acting chair, and what they saying some of these guys are doing behind closed door for record deals and all these parties that you have to sign non-disclosure agreements about, and talking about underage people in these parties and all types of things that's going on in these parties. So I'm pretty sure they probably, for them to get in front of us and be like, oh, I don't understand that. I don't understand. And they probably don't. They probably don't. But compared to what is really going on in them circles with them sick people, So that was that's my thing. I just wanted to get on here and and give my take. I just think that we need to slow down. I don't think no child, boy, girl, him, they, she, and that's another thing. Like the pronouns kill me because there was a time that if you was like say it her to me, or you know what I mean, or her, like, or her to somebody, her over there, or her what? Oh, it was seen as offensive. Like people actually, I'm people have fought over that. Okay, like this new generation is like loves taking old terms and making them into something else when there already was a label to it. It was already meant as something. So I remember like when you'd be like they, you'd be like you were getting a fight. You called somebody they back in the day. Now that's they. But it's I can't keep up with all that shit. I'm gonna look if you look like you were born a woman but you're dressing like kind of like a boy. I'm gonna call you her or him, or hey guy, he. If you look like you were born a boy and you dress like a girl, I'm gonna be like, hey girl, you know what I'm saying? And but the rest of all that stuff, I can't keep up with that, and that's just over the top. Okay, and it's just subgroups, and I understand everybody has their thing. I understand, it's some people. It's all types of little layers to that, but you can't expect people to keep up with all that shit. I think by someone saying, knowing that we can visibly see that you are a boy and you're dressed as a girl, or vice versa, and we're trying to, you know, look at how you're dressed and try to give you a designation based upon that. I think that is just fair enough. That's showing, respect, quote unquote, right there. All this other extra shit is like, look, you can't get mad. I don't know. How am I supposed to know when I look at you that you want to say they? You identify as they. Child, please. Anyway, so like I said, I think that because society is corrupt and vain and it's not godly. Okay, quote unquote, whatever you want to believe, Christian, it ain't Muslim, and all that. It ain't holy, it ain't righteous, it's not good. Okay, so we need to stop allowing society to dictate what the hell goes on in our houses when it comes to our children, and not feeling like, oh, pressure to conform to what's going on, or what people are, the mass populace is saying or doing and with their children, or what is being put in front of us via celebrities, idols, and to follow, and how they do their kids and what they do in their house and what they feel what is right and wrong, because they just got money. Okay, that don't mean they morally right, or they're not the expert. They don't have no PhD and shit they talking about. Okay, they just rich and fine, or handsome and cute, whatever. Okay, or can sing or dance, whatever. They are not people that you should model your household behind, and how you run your household, and how you raise your children. If your child, with the disclaimer, hey, I, if your child feel like they, and feel like they not the same, they were not born in the same or in the right gender, don't disown them. Don't be mean to them. Don't be saying negative things about them. Okay, calling them, weird and all that other stuff. You don't do that. But don't sit up and let them go full drag, full makeup tutorial, makeup 5, 15 layers of makeup, and then powder, and contours, and then no, not no 9, 10, 11 year old. That's not okay. Boy or girl, that's not okay. And then be up and around grown people, and very vulgar and sexual atmospheres. Okay. But I just want to stress too, as I close, I'm definitely not saying, oh, be mean to your child, or not let them, uh, you know, don't disown them or anything like that. But just definitely, no, don't let them do all of that. Definitely talk with them, and have talks with them, and and ask them, get in their head, figure out what's going on and why they feel that way. But I don't think that a child is fully 5, 6, 7, 8 year old is not fully developed to make a decision like that. Okay. Now, and it's a twofer, because it's one thing to be like, okay, I think I like the same sex, but it's another to be like, I don't think I was born in the same sex, in the right sex, or the right gender. Those are two different issues. Okay, those are two different things. Okay, that's and they should be handled two different ways. But love, of course, but I'm just saying, not it's two different things there. Okay, because I know I'm gonna get some gay people like, well, if you talk to, I already know. Okay, yeah, there's a lot of people who identify under LGBTQ that will tell you that they've had crushes on the same sex, as early as kindergarten, first grade, second. But you know what? When you kids, though, again, a lot of that is not concrete. You grow out of certain shit. That's why you don't want to be like, oh, your child comes home and be like, oh yeah, I think I like Brian, and then he's in kindergarten, and you just want to just start sending him in with kisses. No, 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 no. Because kids grow out of shit, man. I remember back in the day, and this is way back in the day. It was a kid that during PE we used to play Dutch. He used to twirl. I'm dating myself. So he used to twirl and whatever. He would hang out with us. So but I seen him um older, and he wasn't he wasn't he wasn't like feminine. He didn't like pop his lips or nothing like that. He just could twirl real good. And this is, like I said, I might be dating myself. This is way back in the day when kids actually went outside to play. Way back. And I mean, he wasn't feminine at all. He just would twirl real well. But just think of if he was he in this era. He was born in this era. Oh, because he twirling over there with the girl. Oh, he must be gay, or he must like this. You know what I mean? He must like the same sex, or he must he feel like he's a girl. No, he over here helping us twirl. You did what I mean? Like, it ain't that serious. Just hold on, be supportive, but just take that shit slow and wait. And wait till a child is of a certain age group. But don't be no, that's not okay. And I already even told you about these little child pageants. I just think that with these little girls dressed up and all that makeup and stuff like that, I just think that it's real. It's it's lightweight pedophilia, if you ask me. I mean, would you parade your little small 6-year old around in full makeup and like a little scantily little, like some of these little scantily little outfits to, pull off the number or the song choice or whatever, the routine, um, around your house around men? Like, why would you do that to an audience of grown men, and then on TV, and you got, I mean, we need to understand how we as adults, we subliminally, and a lot of times probably unintentionally, um do shit that promotes pedophilia. I think I made these two other additional points I'm about to talk about in another video, but for a good example, these are two good examples of how our society actually, from a societal standpoint, covertly, but I think from an individual standpoint, I don't think a lot of people really notice. Um, Case point, there is a we all know about porn. Porn has genres. What are genres? Different kink things that get people get aroused by, right? We just want to keep that short and sweet, right? Things that get people sexually aroused. Okay, there is a genre called barely legal. Now, barely legal is a genre where now, they didn't used to always do this. Now they have laws. You can't do this shit no more. You can't take underage girls who are actually 14, 15-year-old runaways. But they take an adult, 18-year-old adult girl who looks like she's 14 and 15, dresses her up, and a lot of times they do scenes. A lot of times it might be a schoolgirl with the pigtails. But if you notice, a lot of the high schoolers don't wear pigtails. Who wear pigtails? Elementary kids and junior high kids. Okay, nevertheless, it's a genre for those who fantasize about having relations with a child. Why would would you be sexually aroused at seeing a grown woman who can pass off as a 14, 15-year old? And then a lot of us women, we don't put two and two together. I see a lot of the Halloween outfits and stuff like that. And a lot of the escorts and stuff like that. They do this. They put, we see it in TV too. They put the little schoolgirl, not a Catholic girl, schoolgirl, little little shimmy on with the little. A lot of times with like the Halloween costume, it's like a little tie and a little short skirt, and then she put your little pigtails. Like, really, really, I would not ever put no shit on like that. If I was ever with a man, and at any point in our relationship or friendship or dating ship, trying to date to see or whatever, and he's like, oh yeah, we talking and then you rapping, and then he's like, oh okay, that's kind of that's kinky like that. Ooh, you want me to? Oh nah. So you like young women? Okay, okay. Next, yeah, no, no. There's two ways right now that without us even knowing. And it's so, and then you're gonna get people like, no, but it is what it is. Just because you right is wrong, and what it is what it is. Regardless if you partake in it or not, and didn't fucking know, and you might feel bad about it because you don't sat and thought about it. Like, yeah, like why would I want to dress up to look like a little girl? Type of sick shit is that? I even give you one, and this comes from out of the BDSM world. People got baby fetish. Okay, and a lot of couples like young girls because they're easier to manipulate. But I get on that. And that's a whole another topic as far as all these old ass men and why they like young girls. And they be trolling, they be right there at the high school when graduation pop off, so they can just, watch them come out of graduation and get them right out of graduation. 18, fresh 18. So I'm out. I'm gonna go to my little routine. It's Friday tomorrow. A lot of hate. I really don't. I've been seeing, like I said, people like commenting on my videos. Like I care. I don't. I'm not monetized. I don't wish to be monetized. I just get kicked off of Facebook a lot. So I figure I just start making videos on this channel, which is the YouTube channel for my group named the same, FYI Awaken. No, actually, it's for your. I don't care about you. I don't. I don't. Because if I cared, I wouldn't say what I have to say. You do you. That's your opinion. You do you, and I'm going to do me. Why my what I feel. You don't have to deal with me. You don't have to watch my videos. I don't pay your bills. Your I don't affect your nothing in your life. So before you get into my comment section with that bullshit, you could take that little motherfucker and shove that motherfucker right up, you know where, okay? Okay. It's let live and let live. People are should be able to have their opinions and not be attacked. Okay, everybody don't have to like you. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Y'all, everybody don't have to like you. Okay, people should respect you, but everybody don't have to like you. You can't force people to like you. It's like you can't force people in general to like you. You can't force people at work to like you. You can't force people in the playground when you was a kid to like you. Can't do none of that shit. Okay? I'm black. I can't force a racist to not be racist. But I I do want my respect, like he or she wants their respect, and I want to live out my life without being my freedoms to be impeded on because of where or for them to use their against me. So whether it be in the judicial realm, law enforcement, medical or otherwise, jobs, whatever. Let me be. But if you don't like me, that's fine. I stay over here. But leave me alone. Okay? You can't make folk like you. Folks should respect you and leave you alone. Keep their hands off you. If they ain't got nothing good to say, shut the fuck up. Yeah, I agree with all of that, but you can't make folks like you. And y'all are really getting to where y'all bullying people now. Y'all are becoming the bullies. And it's kind of funny that you say, accept, everybody should be accepting of you, but you aren't accepting of everybody else. It should be a you, okay, I exist, leave me alone, but not no I exist, and this is what I feel, and I think you should like me. No, don't, no, 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 no. People have the right to not like what they don't like. If they don't want to engage with you, they don't have to. Folks should really not put their hands on you or not do nothing to harm you. But if they don't want to do business with you, that's fine. I with a lot of white folks, and it's like I said, I keep going back and forth because I'm using that as a good example. I don't want to go to no racist bit if it's a and I grew up in Florida, so and if it was a Confederate flag, you shouldn't go there. Okay, you shouldn't go in that business. That probably don't want you to be there, but still know where you not wanted, and then be like, oh, you should like me, and I should be able to. I don't want to spend my money here because I don't want to get bad service. You don't like me, that's fine. I take my money somewhere else. Okay, all right. Well, thank you. And if you're upfront, honest about it, okay, okay, all right. I'll make sure that me and my children stay the hell away from here. Okay, thank you. You know, hey, and that's how it should be. I mean, like I said, and that's, hey, you stay over there, I stay over here. Okay, all right. We okay. We okay. Okay. I understand where you coming from. You understand where I'm coming from. All right, I'm gonna respect your territory. I'm gonna stay away from you and my kid. We our kids. We ain't gonna make sure my kids don't play with yours. We're gonna stay out your yard or whatever. You get what I'm saying. You stop making people. You can't make people accept you. You can only make people respect you in a way, as a human being, and allow to be allowed to exist in the same space, allowed without being hurt or talked about, or or degraded or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But you can't make people like you. People don't have to like you. So that's something that should be said. So, like I said, before you get your little opinions and all this other, I don't care, because people are allowed their opinion. Like y'all go around spilling tea, what your opinions are, and talking about people. It just seems like that's what it's all about now. The trans community is synonymous with talking about people, which is kind of odd. It's kind of like ironic, or it's like it's synonymous with being shady, talking about people, in their face sometimes, just talking about random people. That's all I see. It's not, it's become a show. Instead of being on the film, it's loud, laughing in color, right? Okay, it's and it's kind of like a contradiction if you ask me. Like, y'all don't do that but sit up and talk about people. Y'all made a business now of talking about people. So all y'all do is talk about people without merit, meaning they ain't did shit to you. But well, then in the same breath, be get mad at somebody who talks about you without any warrant or any cause. You ain't did shit to them, so why are they talking about you or saying mean shit about you? What's good for the goose is good for the gander. So don't, let's all be real out here. So on that note, goodbye.